Hi there, welcome everybody to another ZoukCast episode, but this time it's like a continuation from a previous episode because we had so many technical problems that we are also experiencing right now. So I don't know if it's gonna be a smooth episode or what, but let's try. How you doing, Nim?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I don't know. I have like now I have two reels like under the screen. Before was three, so I don't know. I'm trying to put on their microphone, but the Hangout tool doesn't let me. So I don't know if we can talk to them. Are you there, guys?
Looks like
Yeah, I'm trying to turn the microphone on. This is the damnation of the live show.
yeah, it's connection is still stuck. It's frozen.
Yeah, frozen again.
So
Now I
there are
have four of
four
them. Just so you know, people, we just started because it seemed to work okay for 30 seconds, and we hope that the problem was solved, but it looks like it doesn't. So let's see what we can do about that. Mm.
Okay, so Nymph, how was your week?
less sleep. My week was like 4 a day, and then go back to work. But how was your photo shooting, Stina? Let's talk about you.
My photo shoot. Yeah, well, it was nice. It was the first time that I had a makeup artist, so it felt more professional. Ah, okay. It's because the
Hello.
voice awkward subject of my modeling.
Okay, guys, so say hi. Okay, you can see that now that I have a new.
Yeah, it's cool.
Look cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I was spending the few minutes just preparing it for you. So, guys, how you been this week?
Good, that's really good. Here with the cold in New York.
Just so you know, I have some statistics on the shows. They went away again. So I think that we should try to do it another week, right, Nymph?
It during the week somewhere, and then broadcast because live it's horrible.
Yeah, maybe we should record it offline, but
Yeah, with Skype or something else.
Restart the computer.
okay. So we'll wait for them to restart the computer.
hmm
It's weird because they are not using Windows; they are using a Mac, so it shouldn't be a problem because that's a proper operative system, not like Windows.
Yeah, I don't think the browser stuck, maybe crashed, or the plugin, the Hangout plugin is crashing.
So today is Suka's special computer nerds.
Well, we can maybe continue ourselves about the topic last week because Nymph had quite some interesting comments to make about his chakra synchronization heartbeat workshop.
So, Nymph,
Yeah.
you know, I don't believe any of that, right? So when you try to use your yoga material
hmm
in dance,
hmm
do you say the word chakra and all these things, or you try to portray the concepts but not use the problematic words for guys like me?
I use more the words energy and connection and emotions. Um, I think it doesn't matter if you do yoga or you do Zen kind of stuff. It's all about getting in certain energy level. Like if you turn a lot of rounds, so you get like hypnotized, like trance, trance music. You then your brain start. At a certain point, your brain will stop, and your body will just act. And it's the same. Doesn't matter if you do some martial arts, you do dancing, you make music, or whatever you do. At the point that your brain stop thinking and your body acts, then you are in a certain, we call it in the meditation state. I think.
So let's welcome back these guys.
Hello guys, I think it's working so far. Well, guys, I don't know what's happening, but we'll restart the computer. Let's see.
Okay, so I just asked Nymph, and I'm sorry that I interrupted you right now, Nymph. But I just asked him about these yoga concepts that you were talking last week, because Nymph knows me and Sheena also knows me, and they know that I don't believe in all these chakra thingies, So I was asking him, how do you portray these concepts in class? Because it could be problematic to find a critical guy, like a sciencey guy like me. and if you say like, oh, we will use the chakra, I will say, oh, that's bullshit, and I will go away from your class. So how do you manage this kind of thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. And the way we share the information in ZenZouk classes is, even though the journey has been through, my dance experience and also yoga, and a big part of it, the way I describe it is what I'm feeling in my body, rather than trying to impose anything to anybody. It's just how I feel in my body. So I just demonstrated with my body what I feel, and then somehow that relates to people in a more personal way. It's not like we go to class and we're gonna go, okay, let's work in this chakra specifically. But there is part of the philosophy that if you want to know more deeper what I get connected with this, you will maybe find and try yoga if you want to. But it's not something like it's it's not like a yoga class. It's just a Zouk class with break things down, technique, steps, counts. But we also add a lot of sensations and emotions and feelings. How you feel and how you can change it with your body. For instance, like I was saying last week, we show air up here in the collarbone and lift it. And when you say earth, then you go more down and more bending. So it's a different sensation for the body. So it's simple like that. We don't try to make it complex. So many of the things that we connect through is through the experience through other art forms. And yoga is a special one.
Okay, so guys, how is the scene going there? Is there a lot of people dancing in New York right now? How do you see the Zouk scene going on the States and particularly in New York?
I think we're growing so much, especially in New York. We've had a lot of committed people come in. Our classes are growing, a lot of visiting instructors, and we have a lot of committed DJs, a lot, like DJ James Power and Igor, to give a little shout out. Like, they have really committed themselves to some great music all around, So I feel like New York is growing into this really well-rounded scene because of the people that just show up. Like, I know our team, the Zouk New York team, ZenZouk team, a lot of us are just showing up to support each other, and I think that's huge. It's
a really big mix too because we have instructors visiting as well. So they style, everyone learns a little bit of everything. And usually DJs play different music as well. So they play from a neo song to more lamba song. So people are always being challenged with the musical, with your hearing, your musicality, and the sensations. So that's really cool. And we have basically classes almost every day during the week. Like, there's different classes everywhere. We have Aline and Charles, and we have us on Wednesdays. Igor also teaches, so people get the opportunity to train with different instructors. And Tuesday is our biggest night. It's called Solas. So if you ever come to New York, come on Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, because it's turned up.
Really good.
Okay, so we have to plan our travel to New York for staying there on Tuesday, right?
On a Tuesday.
Tuesday, exactly.
Okay, so that about the music and the DJ scene. How do you compare the music that they are playing in New York to the music that you usually hear in other scenes? Because from what I know, Sheena went to New York recently, and she came back like amazed by the music that they were playing there. So how do you compare the music that you are playing there with the other scenes?
I think, well, for example, I'm gonna say DJ Powers, for instance. He was one of my current students as well, and he's part of my team. But then he loved music, so he started DJing as a hobby,
He
and
takes it really seriously. Like he does the research. You know what I mean? Like he's a true artist. He looks into this stuff.
And I think that you guys can see me still.
Yeah.
I lost you guys. 1 second. I don't know where you went.
We can see you and hear you.
All right, awesome.
That's all that matters.
The DJ Powers is really he helps listen to the music and seeing how challenge people with different sensations of the body. Also, because he trained with us and knows about the elements, he also plays a sensation with the elements. So each music kind of makes you feel something different. For instance, when they play more lamba music, it has usually a faster beat and it's a little bit higher. Like you're always stepping, always. It's more like happy, sensation. So it's more up. And then he plays with that and going down into like more like kizomba beats or like that more earthy. So then you kind of have to like change your body. So like I was saying, they play a lot with the sensation and what music makes you feel, rather than just playing what he likes. He kind of looks at the audience and then whoever's dancing, and he kind of plays with that. So that's something special about DJ Powers.
DJ Powers is incredible. And then Igor is also like. Is really incredible because he also does the research and he has this. He's starting to like produce. I don't know how to like create his own music as well. And he's this like, you see him work while he sees people dancing. Like he's just really great. They're really awesome.
Check both of them out. Yeah. They're really good DJs. But we have them mostly here, like local. And that's DJ Powers usually plays everywhere, and Igor. So
and they play like our current superstars, like all of the ZNL crew and other like upcoming Zouk DJs that are producing their own music. Like they take their music, they take music that isn't like considered Zouk, and they mix it up. Like it's a well-rounded.
Yeah, it goes from lamba Zouk to a lyrical Zouk, like. From there to there, you can really do anything. So you're always being challenged. I think that's why it keeps people dancing. Like
and inspired.
Yeah. I think that's one of the main keys.
Do you feel that changing the energy from one element to another? Because how you describe the DJs, it seems that they know how to get the audience, all the dancers, in a certain vibe in which a certain element is more dominant than the other.
Yes.
So do you feel that they also really know how to make that transition between the elements? And do you feel that one element to another is more easy than another combination of elements? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I guess that he can play with full contrast, like going from lamba to neo, or he could go from like a lamba to more of a real Zouk, to go into a neo Zouk, into a lyrical, then put the hip hop to like create contrast, go back to more speed. So I guess he plays with the sensation of the music and the speed of the music. I think those two, the combination of the two. So I guess they get creative.
They get creative, and it's like also our responsibility to work with their energy. So it's like we're feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
Able to be versatile as a musician, as a dancer, as any artist. I think.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, because it trains your ear to always be listening to something else. So I think that's because you constantly hearing contrast, you get used to contrast, and then you start finding the
contrast in yourself.
El sabor, yeah. You start enjoying that contrast. So that's the most important thing that I think that they do when they DJ.
Okay, so guys, you're in a city that it's known as the Mecca for hip hop, you know, like the place of hip hop. So there are some people that they think that Zouk should take advantage of hip hop since hip hop doesn't have a partner dance. So that we should try to be hip hop's partner dance in order to make Zouk succeed. Being in New York as you are, how do you see this?
I think that that's a like we said before. Zouk has so many different styles, and I think that's totally. I agree totally with that idea. And I think already Aline and Charles.
That's like the perfect question to ask them because they're like all up in that.
So Aline and Charles are artists, and they mix out of that break hip hop feeling. He's an amazing hip hop dancer, so they're doing that right now in that particular style. So I totally agree. I think that it's happening clear.
Do you see that working with the hip hop crowd? Are they interested in Zouk?
They're starting to introduce it. They're starting to bring some dancers from the hip hops into their classes, and so that's I think it's happening already. And yeah, it should be really cool because a lot of hip hop here.
Yeah.
Lots of it. Yeah, that's not my strong element, the hip hop, you know, like all that, you know, like that. But I can do it somehow. But it's not my strongest. I'm more like up here on water and stuff.
But hip hop is in a way also very earthly.
Earthly, yes.
And it also has some fiery elements. So, do you think you could your ZenZouk concept could be made more accessible for the hip hop crowd?
I think for possibly to learn the other styles, while their main style will be hip hop, they need to learn a little bit of the other ones. So I could maybe provide that, like the understanding of like diagonal steps, like in Lamba Zouk and the side step and all these little basic stuff that they will need to know regardless. But their style per se will be mostly, you know, with that body isolation, strength, sharpness, you know. They won't be dancing like up like Lamba Zouk, for instance. But I think that if you tell me what one of the goals of ZenZouk is just to be able to share a little bit of those different styles and a little taste of each one. So then you have, you have the tools to kind of explore other styles. Like if you go to a Lamba Zouk Congress, one of the goals is my students will go to, okay, they can somehow do it. Okay, let me try to do Lamba Zouk. They go to a Neo Zouk Congress, like, okay, I can understand. I need to slow down and be slower and going to, you know, more emotional. When they go to Lamba Zouk, they have to clap hard, smile, and be up, you know, kind of deal. So that's the idea. They can learn how to be full versatile Zoukers, basically.
Okay, so guys, I have a question for you, and also I would like to ask that to Charles and Aline. When are you going to So You Think You Can Dance?
Yeah, So You Think You Can Dance. That would be awesome, right?
I think that would be
I think I'm too old. I think I'm too old already. I think there's a certain age. I think I passed the age, yes.
I won't ask the age now, but I know the age limit, so I can guess more or less. Okay, I ask because I think that one thing that Zouk is missing is that huge push that a big TV show in the States could have, because we had Lacadu and Larissa working at So You Think You Can Dance Australia already.
That's true.
But the audience of the Australian version are not so high like the American one. For instance, I follow the American show from Spain. So I think that we are missing that, like a couple that makes an impact on TV, so Zouk gets recognized. So how is the whole United States Zouk scene going? And do you see that in a nearby time?
Yeah, I think so. Right now, it's getting to the point that it's getting more popular around, and I think there are more Zouk artists, and the communities are bigger, like bigger numbers. I think that in a given moment, something's going to happen that we can maybe click into the commercial, I guess, the commercial aspect of America. But I think before doing that, it has to grow. So then when TV starts looking at Zouk, there is many. It's not just one group, but there is like a lot of people. So I think we're on the right track. I think there is no rush, but I think it's gonna happen soon as well. Again, we are one of the. It's really new in America. Like I'd say, that it's just growing. The past 5 years, it's been like growing more and more. Now we have Congress in LA, Congress in Miami, Congress in New York, Congress in well, in Canada also there are congresses, Toronto. So all these North American community are trying to work more together. So then I think it's gonna happen. I think together with Canada and America, working together is gonna succeed into that.
Yeah. So in Europe we have this little problem like a nymph. I don't know if you would agree with me that every Congress we go, we find the same people there. So we meet the same people in every part of Europe. Like just a few days ago, I was at the London ZoukFest, an amazing Congress, by the way, and there were so many familiar faces that I see in every Congress. So do you have that same thing in the States? Because that's a huge country. So maybe you don't have the same problem, or do you?
Well, right now we have, because the community is small. I mean, it's not a problem really.
I really enjoy it, but it is.
Right now, I guess, because it's so young in America, we see the same people, but that's why people start getting, they get excited to see each other because it's the only time that they see each other in the different congresses. But I guess the more, as the year passes, then you will see a little difference. There's the same people. But because it's growing, we always see new people. We always have new faces, always. Pretty much every week we see new people coming to Solas. To be curious and watching in congresses, we always see new beginners coming in. Like, these communities growing in Texas right now, North Carolina. There are new communities, Atlanta, Georgia, Seattle. Like, there are a lot of communities now that before it was only like LA, a little bit New York, Miami, Knoxville a little bit. So I think it's for sure growing.
So guys, I had one question from last week that Sheena asked me to make to you. Maybe you can see here.
Come on.
The retreat?
Ask
about the retreat.
So, how was your students' retreat, and what's the concept behind that?
Well, the retreat that I did last year was an experimental retreat. It was just for purpose of trying out all the techniques and all the philosophies that I've been working with, but put it in a package in a way that people can understand. So level 1. So basically work on all the basic concepts. And I grabbed a group of my students, are close, like about 11 of them, and it was like an intensive beginner training course, for maybe 2 of them are actually teaching in New York as well with me, teaching beginner classes now, but just level 1, just these basic concepts of stepping, rhythm, connection, and mostly the level 1 is an element of air and earth, but mostly air, which just connects to people. Like if it's a beginner, it's a level that is friendly for everybody to do. Literally, in that level, we don't really have body weight, for instance. It's all about stepping and directions and traveling. And so that was a weekend for, and also for them to hear a lot about the crazy ideas and how they can explain in detail physically, like the analytical part of the mystical part. Like when I talk about elements and the fire and all these I feel in my body, I also have to somehow relate it to something concise in your body. So that was like an opportunity for me to like break it down and put it like in a little package for them to understand, and for me to think what else I need to include in this, and my teaching of ZenZouk. And now we're working on level 2 and so on. So we're gonna have different levels going through each. So you become the perfect Zouk avatar.
Okay, so how do you organize your regular classes? Because what I find sometimes is that if you have these different levels and people are not going fast enough in their minds from one level to the other, they get tired and they leave. And maybe they think that they had enough classes. So how do you structure it? And does the people go through the whole pipeline to learn the all the technique that they should?
Yeah. Well, right now the idea is that the way I'm structuring it right now is it's actually goes slow, just because I know everybody wants to go fast, and literally everybody want to go fast and they just want to go right into body waves. But I also find that when you start, and in the past I used to teach more with body waves. As I'm developing ZenZouk, I'm realizing more and more what everything that I'm feeling, how I want to put it, and in which degree, like how progressively it's gonna go. I feel like, and I felt like I wanted to create something that is accessible for a kid to an adult, a person who is older age that won't do hand movements but want to learn the basics of a Brazilian Zouk. Because to me, if you go to the essence of Brazilian Zouk, coming from lambada, it's a dance that there was not really turns. It was just body to body and shaking their bodies like that all the time. So that's kind of like what I want to make them feel first. And then if they stick to it, then they're going to see it as you go. It's going to get harder, and we're going to have body waves, and we're going to have movements. But I don't go right into the meat of the thing. You know, like, to me, I'm trying to slow them down so they can really understand their bodies. So then there is no danger or later on get, you know, a bad, any injury. So I'm going slow enough for now just to work on connection, body awareness mostly, and mindfulness about what they're doing with somebody else.
Okay. Nymph, you have been very quiet today. Do you have any question for them?
No. I'm just listening.
You know, Nymph doesn't sleep so much with the new child that he has.
So oh wow! Congratulations! That's wow.
Yeah, just 7 weeks old.
7 weeks?
Yeah.
It's a zucchini.
Zucchini.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So just to finish, what's in the future for you? What's your plan? Are you going to stay in New York for a long time? Are you going to try to expand the scene to another city? What's your idea from now on?
Well, I think right now, as well, building it up, we're trying to grow our scene here in New York City. Also, we have the opportunity this year. We're going to be going to Europe as well, to Croatia, Barcelona, and we're just sharing everything that we are doing. Oh, I see you in Barcelona. We're going to be going and sharing what we're doing. I think the more we share, the more also is clear in our minds. You know, the more you share what you're feeling is kind of make things. And just sharing the elements around and see what the future holds. As in ZenZouk, we want to for sure do retreats and provide people with opportunities to learn from us in a more personal and closer way than just a congress. So that's for now.
You can do your question because I don't understand what you were trying to portray.
No, I just because we didn't have the chance to hear yet about Jessica's experience with training with Henry, and how she's liking the ZenZouk technique, and
maybe Henry should go away while she answers.
Thank you for asking, but I make sure to include him in all of my opportunities, because I really am so thankful and grateful to have met such an incredible man. We met 3 years ago, and right away I knew like that's someone I wanted to learn with and just spend time with and train with. And I mean, everyone can tell he's a really special man, and he kind of proved to me that like you can keep growing, you know, like you literally can do whatever it is you want. I always thought like, oh, my legs are short, or this is with my feet, or blah, 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 but it's all mental. And he really helped me grow so much as a person and as a dancer. And I'm, you know, whatever the road leads, I know that I'm going to be a part of ZenZouk and whatever his vision is, because it's been really powerful. And, you know, I know what you mean about like, all the imagery and the fluff of whatever chakras and magic, and I'm analytical too. but I find a big balance in how he explains things and how it makes sense to me, because I am analytical. So I use a lot of this philosophy in my analytical brain, and it's been working, and I feel a lot of positive changes, and I hope that I can share or be like half as inspirational as Henry, you know? It's been
that deserves that deserves a big applause, right?
And you have a halo. Nim, what happened to your head?
I don't know. I'm enlightened.
Guys, it was really nice.
Yeah, I have another question. Like, beside of keeping busy with all this spiritual stuff, do you also use different kind of feeding, like whatever you like your food is, you know?
Like eating, health.
Yeah.
So, about eating. Sorry, what the question is? How do we eat, or like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you both vegetarian?
She's more vegetarian than me. I'm both.
Yeah.
I'm vegetarian and not vegetarian.
It's funny that you asked that. What I wanted to say was that throughout this training, this is something I wanted to share. I would see Henry like doing all these crazy stretches so into his body. This is 3 years ago, and I'd look at him and be like, how are you so like interested in what you're doing, you know? And then slowly now I totally get it, and I'm like all about just like realizing things in my body and all of this stuff, and you become more mindful. You have hearts all around you, and you become more mindful with how you feel. And I think that's a great question. Like, how does it correlate to what you're eating? And just like it's really that. Like, the more mindful you are about your body, the more mindful you are about how you're feeling, the more curious you become as to the actions that you take or the thoughts that you have. And it correlates to the food that you eat. That's a really good question. I think that throughout this journey, it's been like, what can I do that's going to feel good, whether it be stretching, or what can I think that's going to make me feel good about what I think about, what's going to make me feel good about what I eat. So I think it's just like literally just being mindful and doing the thing that feels really good for you, rather than being like strict or indulgent or something, you know?
I think
I'm doing the thing that feels good.
Exactly.
Yeah, it feels good. Do it.
Yeah, I think mostly it's about exactly what Jessica is saying, is how you feel, and then the more mindful you are inside your body when you eat, you're gonna feel when something makes you feel good or bad, and then you're gonna start choosing what to eat and what not to eat, or to eat cake or not eat cake.
Yeah.
You know? And I love cake.
Yeah. Do you also advise students, because in years you will get students that are really healthy, they are doing sport, they are all eating healthy stuff, and you will also get students that are eating like pizza and fried and all this crap, and during the class you can smell the garlic, those kind of stuff. Do you also advise students like, hey, maybe you should change your diet or something?
Or it affects your sweat, right? That's also, you know. But that's the other thing, like, extremes aren't good for anyone. I think. This is what I think. Or it could be good for anyone. It's not the best for me. But I think that, you know, like, because people, when they go on strict things, and then you start to stray, you feel the guilt, and it's just this downward spiral of like.
Yeah. You should find a balance in your diet, but also in your body.
Yeah, exactly. Finding the balance for you, and like it's not our job to tell anyone, you know, how to. It's literally our job just to make people feel good or encourage them to find what feels good.
Yeah, but if a student is smelly or sweat a lot, and other students aren't happy, how do you gonna manage
I
this?
feel bad.
Well,
we're very lucky. In New York, everyone smells pretty good.
Well, maybe I think always keep some like chewing gum.
He keeps mints out.
Or the Axe spray. You can spray people in the door, and I think have a sense of humor about it too.
Yes.
like having a sense of humor, like guys, like I think if you tell the guys, a little bit more of a mindfulness.
Yeah. I just picture you with the axe, right, dancing and going to the guys like.
High five, chick.
Well, I think it's a subject that many dance schools have to go through. About personal hygiene and all this. And I think if with a sense of humor, I think, and just telling people, like remind them. I think sometimes people don't even aware. They're not aware at all that they're smelling, because they're not connected to that part of them, But when they start understanding, oh wow, like it's like But thing is like dancing. When you start realizing that you can move your ankle bone, you can bend your knees and stretch. It's the same. It's a muscle to train yourself.
Yeah, but some people has a disease, so that's why maybe their stomach is not okay, so they smell. But if you don't know this and you're gonna tell them like, hey, you should be more hygienic or those kind of stuff, you can hurt their feelings.
Yeah, no, of course, and that's why I think that's something that, with a sense of humor, I guess, it's something like it's part of the
sense
talking.
Of humor in general statements.
No, but that is like aware, and it's something maybe that is a conversation that I think all teachers should have with their students, that rises in a personal way, or as in like in general, the first day of class, they're all beginners. You mentioned that, like as part of the community, because we're always touching each other, and mostly in Zouk, they're so like close sometimes. We have to be a little more mindful about that. For sure, I think it's a conversation that we'll have to have, and always have mints and axe with you.
All right.
Okay, Nymph, do you have any disgusting question more?
No. I hear once, like I said during my classes, like when you dance, whatever kind of dances you do, especially partner dance, you have to be always surprise your partner. It's like sex. You don't want to do always the same stuff. You have to surprise. You have to you have to make your partner like how you call when you wrap something in a present and then you give something. The dance has to be the same, and also with this.
You always compare Zouk with sex.
Yes. But once you get connected, it's like.
Oh, you said sex. Yes. Different elements as well,
The devil. And but you know what? If we're gonna take it there, what is sex, right? Like two people responsible for each other, and then responsible for whatever they both create, and that have to be mindful and responsible first of yourself, and then be giving and receptive to others.
Yeah, like sex.
It's like sex.
Okay, so I think I'm enjoying the conversation a lot, but I think that ending with sex is always a good option.
For the next episode.
So guys, thank you very much for being here again and for making the effort to come another week to complete what we couldn't do last week.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for being so patient with our technical difficulties.
Sorry,
I hope that the connection in the United States was better than in Spain, but I see that it doesn't.
No, I also think the app or something.
Yeah.
But, well, now I'm glad it's only one of us. It's not like three sets of us, 8 of us. Like, it's only one. So, no, thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you and be able to share a little bit of what we do. And I can't wait to go back and visit you in Barcelona. I need to check Netherlands, so I would like to go visit you there, guys. It will be fun.
Thanks so much.
Okay, bye.
By the way, Nymph, do you know I got recognized so many times in London Zouk Fest because of ZoukCast? So people is watching.
Yeah. Ah, nice.
So guys,
Maybe it'll be an American TV show.
with my accent and okay, so guys, if you want to support ZoukCast, like you said that you like it a lot in ZoukFest, you can go to this little URL here, like patreon.com/ZoukCast, and give us a little bit of help to improve our connections, to pay for the hosting for the podcast that we are doing from the episodes, and for so many little things that we need to spend money on, right? And yeah, that's all for today. Niv, see you next week.
Yep. Then the topic is Zouk sex, or
for you, it's always that. Okay, guys. So that's all for today. See you next week, and I hope you enjoy.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
the event of